tablet with a stylus, and so we're able to just have a more natural flow instead of having a mouse. And we also have pressure sensitivity so that we can use some of the awesome features for our painting and our brushes. And we're able to, create just different opacity just by how hard we're pushing. And we will also be able to control line thickness, things like that. And so we also have open a reference photo here. And we got this from Senshi Stock on DeviantArt. You can see down here we have a URL actually on the reference image, and there's also an attribution in the reference files so that you can actually go and check out all their awesome poses. And so they're awesome enough to let us use this image, and they have lots of other ones. And so if you want to follow along, the important thing is to just kind of take note from this course the different methods that you can get to the final product. But as far as like what you're making, so if you want to choose something else, then that's fine as well. And so we're actually going to be using this awesome archer pose. And so let's take a look at our begin, our O2 begin. And so this is actually 12 by 18, and it's just a white background. And we're going to be just using a regular pencil for our sketch. And so if you want to take a look at that, you can go to our brushes. And if you just go to your brush presets, you can see that all we have is this, just the regular, like the default. And so if you were to actually go and reset the tool, then you would get this 2B pencil and this photo pencil and then this airbrush and this other one. And so, it's just one of the regular defaults. We're not going to have anything special for our sketch. So if you don't have this, all you got to do is reset your tools and you'll find that 2B pencil. But we do want to go ahead and bring our size down to about 7 to begin with. There we go. Man, there you go. All right, and so taking a look at our reference photo, the whole point of having a reference image is so that we can look at it and then kind of draw upon that and interpret that as we create. It's not to pull this in and trace over it, because it's kind of a cop-out, and you want to increase your skill and ability to draw what you see. And then once you have created that memory, that muscle memory even of creating something, then you can take and recreate from your mind. And so it's great to have a reference to begin with so that you're able to draw upon that experience. So we're going to take a look at our head, where this is in our composition. And so the head is about right around in here. So we'll go ahead and put our light sketch of our head. And then you can see the head, the shoulder actually kind of touches the head, or touches the jaw. Go ahead and increase that head just a little bit. And the shoulder touches. And this whole shape, if you took the face, it's just a little bit to the left of that arm, but this is almost one entire shape. And so the shoulder and everything kind of comes down just a little. And there's a lot of foreshortening here, and so you can see that the elbow and all of that is really not that far down. So if you were to take the head and duplicate that, then it's almost about the same size as how far down that elbow goes. And so I'm actually going to kind of round out that shoulder, kind of tell me where, it'll tell me about where, I'm going to increase my brush one more point there. It'll tell me about where the shoulder bone is, and then the back actually comes out just a little. And so that back curves, and you can see it curves down about like that. And so if you were to take a look at that hand, the hand actually intersects with the body. Bring this hand, bring the back curve down. Then we can see that comes back out. And so if you want to now kind of focus on, so like almost the center of the image is about where we have the pelvis. Just kind of round up that shape and bring it back up. And then we have our leg that comes down. It almost follows a curve, you can see. Then we have our knee bone. So if you took the eye, hits that pinky, goes straight down. The eye hits that pinky, goes down. So then we have our knee bone, or our patella. Curves almost all the way, following that, just that little, very elegant curve. Then we have our foot. And so our foot is about in here. And so we can kind of follow this shape. We can add a little bit to the meat of the leg now. Bring that up. About like that. And then our other leg, you can see that it kind of follows this curve. And so as the back arches back the rear, that curve kind of comes straight back through. About like that. And so if you were to take a measurement of the hip to the knee and hip to the knee, so this is about where our hip bone is, to the knee, and then the other hip is about in there, to that knee, and be the same. So we'll go ahead and bring out that shape. And then this knee, as it stops right about in there, then that knee actually, it curves all the way back, almost horizontally, but we want to open up that shape just a little bit because I kind of want there to be just a little bit more room right here, and I want that toe to kind of point back down to that other foot. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take that knee. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit there. And so we'll bring the angle down, pointing it more towards this other foot. About like that. But as far as, you can see where the toe would just now touch that, it'd touch that knee if it were to, actually looks like we can change that angle just a little bit. About like that. There we go. And so that leg comes in. Then we can draw that foot like that. There we go. And then we can focus on our other arm up here. So you can see that we have this arm that it's like these angles here, they all kind of line up. And so we have this forearm kind of lines up with the hand that touches the face. The elbow does not leave the top of the head. And if you didn't have this reference here, it would probably be very natural for you to want to make the elbow come up like this, but that would be a very unnatural pose. And so we'll go ahead and we'll have our elbow line up, so you can see that these all kind of line up as she's shooting that arrow. And so we have the hand that touches the face, the wrist comes up, and then we have that shape that it creates as that elbow is bent back, about like that. Great. All right, and so now we can flesh out our character just a little bit more. I'm going to increase my brush size just a little. And so we can now add a little bit more detail to our character. You can see that we have that back that curves just a little, curves in, about like that. Just follow the outlines here. And so we're going to just come through, and I want you to just kind of follow some of these outlines, and then in our next lesson, we're going to, after we have gone through and kind of created the outlines of our basic shape here, then we're going to kind of clean this up and fine tune